What's up, everyone? Ashley Greer from Entertainment Fanatic Reviews, back with another Child's Play review. Today's review will be of Child's Play 3, but before we get started, I want to give out a few quick shout-outs because I went on our Facebook page, Killer Flicks, and I told people I was watching Child's Play 3, and if there's anyone that says Child's Play 3 is their favorite, let me know. I'll give you a shout-out. Just say it in the comments below. And so we had a few likes, but we've also had a few comments. So William Driver says it's my most watched. Brandon Tabato, I hope I pronounced that right. I'm subscribed to you, buddy. We've chatted a few times, so I hope I pronounced that right. He said it kicks ass. Then Will Lyon says it was definitely my favorite when I was younger, but I think I love the first three equally. Yeah, that's a fair statement. Daryl Haynes says it's not my favorite, but it's one of. I love it. Patrick J. Smith says, I love Child's Play 3. And James Feliciano, who I gave a shout out in my Child's Play 2 review, says, not my favorite, obviously, but I think it gets too much negative reception. I love it. And I agree with you on that one. But a long time ago, I would disagree because I used to not really care for this movie. I forgot to mention this, but this is my girlfriend's favorite in the franchise. I don't know why. I don't understand why, but so, Child's Play 3 is a 1991 slasher film directed by Jack Bender and stars Justin Whalen, Perry Reeves, Andrew Robinson, and Brad Dourif. So, Child's Play 3 is about 8 years after seemingly destroying the killer doll. Andy Barkley turns 16 and is placed in Kent Military School. Meanwhile, confident that all the bad publicity is forgotten, the greedy president of PlayPal's toy company decides to resurrect the popular Good Guys doll line. Before I get into my positives or negatives, I do want to say that this was my least favorite until I saw Seed of Chucky. But with that being said, let's get on to my positives. So, I did write a review for this film early 2018, and I didn't really get into much depth about it. I gave a few positives and a few negatives, but now that I've been doing this for a bit, writing reviews, I haven't really posted them. I wrote them in journals, and that's where I have all my reviews. Let's jump into positives, shall we? So, I really love the open credit scene, where it takes place in the toy factory from Child's Play 2, and it shows 8 years later. And it also shows a weird, bizarre, grotesque reconstruction of Chucky. I'm not sure which one was my favorite reconstruction, either Child's Play 2 or Child's Play 3. I love both. Also, I love the president of Playpal Toys Company. I love his death. He pretty much got what he deserved because he made a quick cameo on the second one, just shove it up your ass. He makes a quick cameo on the second one, and to see him in the third one was like, oh, well, this is cool. But I love his death because all those different toys attack him. And I have a little theory that maybe did Chucky put his soul into those toys as well to attack this man, or what? I thought that was pretty cool. And before he kills the guy, he says the most iconic line from Child's Play 3, or just one of the most iconic lines from the series in general. Don't fuck with the Chuck. It's one of my favorites. And I also love how after he kills that guy, he goes on his computer and he searches for Andy and where he resides. And this is a scene that me and my sister used to laugh at all the time. It's just where are you little shit? And that face he makes just looks so stupid but funny at the same time. I love it. It's hilarious. I love the intro to Andrew Robinson's character, the barber. He has this weird fetish with cutting people's hair, and I thought that was really weird, but it's funny. And the whole speech he gives to Andy before he cuts his hair about the Romans cutting their hair, so they cut it short. So during battle, they don't grab the hair and they slit their throat. I thought that was a nice introduction. After he cuts Andy's hair, presto, you're bald. That was pretty funny. And I love Da Silva in this film. She is one of my main highlights of this film. She's a very badass character. I love that she stands up to Shelton. It's great. That introduction to her is probably my favorite introduction to anyone in the series, or at least this movie, but maybe in the series. I'll have to double check. This film also has great Chucky one-liners. There's more one-liners in this film than there is in the second film, so they know what they have in this third film. They're just like, well, we're going to go all out just like we did in the second one, but we're going to do a bit more. There's a scene that me and my sister used to always laugh at, again, was the scene when, after the sergeant throws away Chucky after taking it from Tyler and throws it in the garbage truck, and it's about to throw Chucky into the chute, and he yells shit. It's the funniest thing ever. And then, afterwards, the garbage man's death, that's pretty cruel, but I love it. Everyone hates Tyler, but I think he did decent. Like, I felt for his character, at least. He does get a little annoying, but he's fine. He's fine. Also love the barber's death in this too. Presto, you dead. The sergeant's heart attack was my favorite death in this film, but I think it has to either go to the barber or either Shelton. We'll get on to my least favorite, which will be in my negatives, which I hate that this certain character died, but we'll get to that. The paintball war scene to the very end of the film is probably my favorite bit of the whole film. It's just non-stop action, non-stop everything. It's great. The amusement park, Shelton's death, being at the old Jeep, everything that takes place during that whole bit is just great. I love it. I also think that this film also has Chucky's best death. I told y'all in Child's Play 2 that was my second favorite, but we'll get on to my favorite later on in the series, which is actually Child's Play 3. I love that he falls into the fan and he gets torn to pieces. It's great. Now, moving on to my negatives. My main negative when I first saw this was replacing Alex Vincent with Justin Whalen. He does a decent job. Like, after watching this multiple times, he's okay, but still, I would rather have seen Alex Vincent. Also, I don't think that Chucky belonged in a military setting, but I do think this is the best film we get in said setting. So, Shelton is just a major dick, and so when he dies, you're just like, thank you. My least favorite death in the whole series happens in this film, because it discomforted me. It just made me, I don't know, I did not like it. It was Whitehurst's death. He's the person that got picked on the whole film. He got put down every chance he could, and the way he died when Chucky threw the grenade, everyone's about to blow up, but then he just jumps on the grenade and blows him up. He's not a disgrace. He died a true soldier. I would say let's have a moment of silence for Whitehurst. Thank you. And the way that Chucky looks throughout most of this film just looks like shit. I hate it. Just some of the facial features do not belong. I don't like it. With all that being said, I do enjoy this film a lot more than last time. When I did review this film, I did give it a 6.5 out of 10. Now I give it a 7.75 out of 10. I don't know why I enjoyed it a lot more this time. I don't know. But I found a lot more positives and bring back a little bit of nostalgia, because I didn't say this was like 13 or 14, but it brought back nostalgia. Me and my sister just laughing at certain scenes, and I guess that's probably it. So don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. It'd be highly appreciated. And peace.